If you want to understand spoken Spanish, si quieres comprender español, you need to keep translating in your head. I know, everyone tells you stop translating in your head, and everybody believes that they have to stop translating in their head to be able to understand Spanish. And sure, eventually you will want to get to that level. But here's the thing, if you are already at that level, you wouldn't be watching this video. Translating in your head is actually how you get to not translating in your head. I know it's a paradox, but stay with me. When you're learning Spanish, you need to consume content where you can read and listen at the same time in Spanish. So think YouTube videos with Spanish subtitles, Netflix movies with Spanish subtitles, podcasts with transcripts, that kind of thing, because that's going to allow you to see the words and hear them at the same time, and then you can look up and translate the words that you don't know. Now, none of this requires you to sit there and memorize grammar rules and conjugation tables like you're back in high school Spanish class. What you're doing is you're using translations to become familiar with words and phrases. Because when you do that, something crazy happens. The more you come into contact with those words, the more you just retain them. And you stop needing to translate them because you've seen them so many times. They just mean the thing now. So for example, I remember when I first started learning Spanish, someone would say something like, no te preocupe. To me, the first time hearing it, of course, I had to translate it. Okay, no, of course, that means no. Te, that means you. Preocupe comes from preocupar. That means worry. Okay, so don't worry yourself. And that's actually the advantage that we have as adults when it comes to learning a second language. We can translate. We can use that shortcut to understand. But after hearing no te preocupe like 10, 20, 50 times, now it just means don't worry to me, all right? I don't have to translate it. I just understand it. And that's what happens as you consume more and more Spanish and you translate more and more Spanish. So don't let anyone make you feel bad for translating in your head. That's actually part of the process. You translate, you get familiar, you hear it again and again, and eventually you don't need to translate it anymore. It happens naturally. You can't force yourself to stop translating. You just keep consuming Spanish, keep reading and listening, and one day you realize that you're not translating anymore.